My name is Seppe Van Hove. I'm 19 years old and I'm a student at the Artevelde University College. I'm going to do an interview with you about a lot of topics about living abroad and working abroad. And I hope you can help me a lot.
I live in Portugal. I'm 23 years old and I have a bachelor in economics and I'm now doing a master in finance. I live in a city nearby Porto, which is called Famalicão. I have a girlfriend in Belgium, so that's why I normally come here. I think that's it.
Okay, thank you very much. Now we're going to start with the interview. First, we are going to talk about living abroad. So the first question, is a working knowledge of the national language necessary, and what other languages can be used?
I think that nowadays the national language is not so necessary like it was in past decades, because the world is so globalized that you find people that speak every language, and we live in a world that almost everyone knows how to speak English. So I think if you speak English, you can be in almost every part of the world and you can communicate with people. So I think that to be in Belgium, you don't necessarily need to learn Dutch or French. Although of course it's better if you know the languages, but I think that nowadays it's not so relevant to know the national language like it was in decades before, when people couldn't speak so much English like they speak now, and the world was not so globalized.
Now for some branches, but not every branch.
Yeah.
All
exactly.
right.
I think that now people from our age, from almost every country, every developed country, they know how to speak English, even if it's a small bit, or they can all communicate a bit with English.
What difference did you notice in people there, and where are you from? So Portugal?
I think Portuguese people, how to say it? I think we have a really different culture in terms of eating, because we normally eat 2 times hot meal, while you here just eat in the night hot meal. That's a big eating differences. And I think people in Portugal, they maybe, I don't know how to say it, but I think they maybe stay up late more.
They eat late, much later.
We eat much later. We do things much later. We also wake up a bit more late. I think it's more or less those things. I think people here are more productive in terms of work-wise.
Okay, thank you. Now we are going to talk about working abroad. The first question: how did the opportunity present itself?
So I wanted to do a summer job in Belgium here, and I was lucky because a friend of my girlfriend, her dad owns a company, so it was more easy to find a job there, and I applied and those things. It was how the opportunity came.
Yeah, thank you. Was there a different business culture in the other country than in the same company in the country you are from?
Yes, I think that here in Belgium, in comparison with Portugal, people work more efficiently, because when they need to work, they really work hard. They start really, really early, and then they also finish earlier. But they have a more efficiency with the working ethics.
Yeah,
I think.
All right, thank you. Were there other facilities at your work? Was there a food culture in the company, or do you have a lunch meeting or something like that?
No, since I was working as only a summer job, I never had any lunch job. I had my half an hour of lunch, and it was that.
Okay, thank you. Then now we are going to talk about adapting abroad, about your work or life. So did you have trouble adapting? Was it easy to adapt?
I think in my case it was quite easy, because I have my girlfriend here, and so her and her family, they really helped me a lot adapting, and it was quite easy for me, I think.
Yeah, I can understand. Okay, what was the most difficult part about living abroad?
The most difficult part is is your family and friends that you are missing. You miss a lot of events. You miss birthdays. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's always the most difficult part of
Yeah.
being far away from your
Yeah.
country, I think.
Okay, was there an eye-opening experience or a very shocking experience you had?
I think it's not shocking, but I was not shocked, but I was impressed. One time that I went to like Ghent with my girlfriend, and we went to a beach of the river.
Yeah.
And I was just impressed of how many of the mix of cultures and
Yeah.
things. It's not something I normally see in Portugal because I'm not from a big city.
Yeah.
So I would say I was impressed with that.
Yeah. Now I'm going to ask you one final question, which will conclude the whole interview. Would you do it again? So would you go again abroad, and would you do it at the same place or somewhere else?
I think it's an experience that everyone should have because it really made me have a contact with the different cultures, meeting people that I would never meet in Portugal. It really opened my mind for several things, and I think these past years that I was abroad, it was really eye-opening for me, and I really learned a lot of things. I can only recommend people to get out of their country and to just enjoy the world, you know.
Yeah,
It's a
get
really
out of their
cool
comfort
world.
zone.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, thank you very much, Dino.
Thank you.